John Luss here of Luss Archery Adventures. Serious testing, successful hunting. Okay, I've got a really weird broadhead to test today. I love coming across really weird, innovative stuff. And hey, I always applaud innovation. But when I saw this one, okay, I've seen it a few times on the market, I thought, man, I need to pick up a pack of these, buy a pack, and put them to the test. But it's the Fire in the Hole 330, okay? It is a crazy looking broadhead, but hey, you never know. So I love testing new stuff. I'm gonna put it to the test using my process for 2024. And for a detailed description of this process, the testing and scoring and all that I do and why that I do it, please watch the video that I posted earlier this year called 2024 Broadhead Test Process, and it'll really catch you up to speed. And for all the testing, I'm going to be using my new Elite Era for most of the shooting. Loving that bow. And then for the flight testing, I'm using this SWAT X1 crossbow by Killer Instinct. I'm loving using that too. And I'm using all Bishop arrows, Bishop FOC King for most of the shooting, Bishop Fat Eliminator for the really hard impact stuff, and then the Bishop GOAT bolt, okay, that's just, I mean, this is a missile, but I'm using that out of the crossbow. So let's zoom on in here and check out this Fire in the Hole 330 and then put it to the test. Okay, this is one weird looking broadhead, and I love testing weird, innovative stuff, okay? Sometimes it's great, sometimes not so much. So let's break it down a bit. First of all, the materials. You've got an aluminum ferrule, and then you've got all steel blades and a steel chisel tip. The blades are 3 blades, 0.025 inches thick, so pretty thin blades with a 1-inch cutting diameter. And the chisel tip is a nice stout chisel tip. Those edges line up with the blades to maximize penetration. So the total cut that you get just from the blades is 1.5 inches. Okay, pretty small cut. But then you've got this ring all the way around it, and the ring is sharpened. It's not like super sharp, but it's got an edge to it, and it's basically kind of like seated into a little indentation in each of the blades. Now they warn you to not shoot it into a target, because if you do and you pull it out, the ring is going to stay in your target. So what they suggest is use like a really thin target, and then it will go halfway through, stick out the back. You can unscrew it, and you don't have to put that backward pressure on the ring. Okay, I'm not sure how that's actually going to work in my testing. It seems to me like this is going to break off. Okay, I'll just be honest. It seems like it's going to break off. However, you've got this cutting ring with a 0.85 inch diameter. So that means that this cut of this ring is 2.7 inches around, okay? Pi times the diameter, okay? 2.7 inches around, plus the 1.5 inch of these blades. So you're getting a whopping 4.2 inches of cut in this pretty small profile head. And so I imagine it's definitely going to put a hole. It's going to punch a hole in something. I don't know how deeply it's going to penetrate. I don't know how securely that circular blade is going to hold in place, but I'm really eager to see how it works and put this head to the test. The Fire in the Hole got what would be the 2 ring. It took 283 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.17 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated 6 inches, but I don't see the ring in the gel, so let me look here and see what happened. Here's the entrance, and you can see that it made a really nice ring. But then as I pull away some of that foam, you can see that, first of all, it's a really nice hole there, nice ring in the foam. But then you can see the ring broken off there on the right side. It broke into 2 pieces, and the ring didn't penetrate into the MDF at all. It took an additional 25 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.5 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated through 30 layers. And just like in penetration test 1, the ring just got all mangled up and broken off. And that didn't happen when I tried to pull it out. That happened as it was passing through both of those mediums. I'm doing the durability testing without that ring because that's already proven to not be durable, and I've run out of rings. So through the 3 shots of the MDF, I mean, here the rest of the head did decently well. You can just see the only damage is where that blade was, that circular blade was, when I shot it into the cardboard. Here it is after going through the steel plate 2 times, and again without that circular blade. And the rest of the blades, the tip did really good, the ferrule did good, the blades got a little bit bent up there, as you can see. Here's the fire in the hole after all the durability tests. And as you saw, that ring just comes off pretty easily. I don't know if that's by design or not. I mean, it does punch an initial hole into whatever it hits, and then it just comes off. And so we saw that pretty much every medium I tested it in. And then in the steel plate, the blades got pretty mangled. Of the 3 blades that were left, got pretty mangled. And then into the concrete, you know, the tip did stick into it. It had a nice tip, and that stuck into the concrete, but the ferrule itself got just pretty jacked up, and one of the blades was remaining there. So there's the durability overall. So what'd you think? You know, let me say this first. Like I said at the beginning, I always applaud innovation. Innovation, even if a product isn't like the best, it gives us ideas, and it's a way to try something else out. And I will say with this one, man, this Broadhead, it makes a hole. Like, you gotta be careful shooting it into a target, because, man, I mean, it puts a hole. I remember when Slick Tricks first came out, their little tagline, I think I'm right in saying this, was make slug-size holes, you know, like a 12-gauge slug or something. Well, this one really does. I mean, it bores a hole in what it's shooting at. So I imagine if you hit an animal in the right place, you're going to get a hole, and you're going to get a massive blood trail. Okay, I'll give it that. But that's about all I'm going to give it, okay? It did not fly well. It was extremely undurable. I mean, that little ring, you could just pull it off, and it's going to get lodged in targets. I still got one lodged in my target. I got to dig out somehow, but you know, just pretty much every other area, flight, penetration, durability, everything, it's certainly wanting. So it's, you know, I try to be really respectful of every Broadhead, but this one, I believe, got either the lowest or one of the lowest scores of any Broadhead that I've ever tested. And maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just the failures, the limitations of my own Broadhead testing. Maybe you've taken animals with it and it's worked really well for you. You know, good for you. But please check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most. See if it might be a good fit for you, and stay tuned for the overall cumulative score as well as a corresponding Lusk grade.